Right now, make a decision. Decide that from this moment forward, you will be the conscious creator of your life experience. Decide that you will no longer be a victim of circumstances, but rather the deliberate designer of your destiny. Decide that you will use the power of affirmation to reprogram your mind for success in every area of your life. When you affirm, I am worthy of all the good things life has to offer, you're not just saying words, you're rewiring your brain. You're changing the neural pathways that have been keeping you stuck in patterns of limitation and lack. You're literally creating new mental highways that lead to abundance and fulfillment. When you declare, I attract success and abundance into my life effortlessly, you're sending out a vibration that matches what you want to receive. Like attracts like, success attracts success. Abundance attracts abundance. You become a magnet for the very things you affirm with conviction and consistency. Your past does not determine your future unless you let it. Your current circumstances are not permanent unless you make them so. Your limitations are not real unless you believe them to be. You have the power to change everything by changing your thoughts, changing your words, and changing your beliefs about what's possible for you. Success is not something that happens to a lucky few. Success is something that happens to those who understand how to align their thinking with their desires. It happens to those who refuse to accept limitation as reality. It happens to those who persist in affirming their dreams even when external evidence suggests otherwise. Every great achievement began as a thought in someone's mind. Every fortune started with someone believing they could create wealth. Every breakthrough happened because someone refused to accept the status quo and instead affirmed a better possibility. You are no different from any of these successful people. You have the same creative power they have. You have the same access to infinite intelligence. You have the same ability to transform your thoughts into reality. The only difference is whether you choose to use this power consciously and consistently. When you say, I am confident and capable, you're not lying to yourself. You're revealing a truth that exists at the core of your being. When you affirm, I handle challenges with ease and grace, you're not being unrealistic. You're awakening the problem-solving genius that lives within you. When you declare, I am living my purpose and making a positive difference in the world, you're not being grandiose. You're connecting with the reason you're here. The resistance you might feel when you first start using affirmations is normal. Your old programming, your conditioning from family and society, your past experiences of disappointment, they all want to maintain the status quo. They want to keep you safe in your familiar patterns, even if those patterns aren't serving you. But you're stronger than your resistance. You're more powerful than your past. You're bigger than your circumstances. And every time you choose to affirm what you want instead of complaining about what you don't have, you're proving to yourself and to the universe that you're ready for more. Affirmations work because they change your inner dialogue. Most people walk around with a constant stream of negative self-talk running through their minds. They tell themselves they're not good enough, smart enough, talented enough, or worthy enough. They focus on what's wrong with their bodies, their relationships, their careers, their finances. But when you consciously choose to affirm positive, empowering statements about yourself and your life, you interrupt that negative mental chatter. You give your mind something constructive to focus on. You plant seeds of success in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Your subconscious mind is like a garden. Whatever seeds you plant will grow. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, that's what will flourish in your life. But if you plant seeds of confidence, abundance, and possibility through consistent affirmation, those positive qualities will take root and blossom into your lived experience. When you affirm, I am grateful for all the abundance in my life, you're training your mind to notice abundance rather than lack. When you say, I attract loving, supportive relationships, you're programming yourself to recognize and attract the kind of people who will lift you up. When you declare, my income increases constantly, you're opening yourself to opportunities for financial growth. The key is consistency. You can't affirm abundance for 5 minutes and then spend the rest of your day thinking about how broke you are. You can't declare your confidence once and then spend hours doubting yourself. You can't affirm your health while simultaneously complaining about every ache and pain. True transformation happens when affirmation becomes a way of life. When you wake up affirming, when you walk affirming, when you walk affirming, when you work affirming, when you go to sleep affirming, when your dominant mental habit becomes focusing on what you want rather than what you don't want. This doesn't mean you ignore reality or refuse to acknowledge challenges. It means you choose to focus on solutions, possibilities, and positive outcomes. It means you train yourself to ask empowering questions like, how can I make this work? Instead of disempowering questions like, why does this always happen to me? Every successful person has learned to master their inner dialogue. They've learned to be their own best cheerleader instead of their own worst critic. They've learned to speak to themselves with the same kindness and encouragement they would offer to their best friend. You deserve to speak to yourself with kindness. You deserve to encourage yourself. You deserve to believe in your potential. You deserve to affirm your worth, your capabilities, and your dreams. You deserve to expect good things to happen to you. When you affirm good things happen to me constantly, you're not being naive. You're choosing to notice and expect the positive rather than dwelling on the negative. When you say, I am surrounded by opportunities, you're training your awareness to spot possibilities that were always there, but previously invisible to you. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Where you place your attention determines what you experience. If you place your attention on problems, you'll find more problems. If you place your attention on solutions, you'll find more solutions. If you place your attention on what's possible, you'll create more possibilities. This is why affirmations are so powerful. They direct your attention toward what you want to create. They program your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information, to notice evidence that supports your affirmed reality. When you consistently affirm success, your brain starts to notice successful strategies, successful people, successful opportunities. When you regularly affirm abundance, your awareness begins to pick up on abundant possibilities that were always surrounding you. When you persistently affirm confidence, you start to notice evidence of your own capabilities and strengths. The universe is always responding to your vibration, to the energy you're putting out through your thoughts, words, and beliefs. When you vibrate at the frequency of success through consistent positive affirmation, you attract experiences that match that vibration. When you vibrate at the frequency of gratitude, you attract more to be grateful for. When you vibrate at the frequency of love, you attract more love into your life. This isn't mystical theory. This is practical psychology. This is how your mind works. This is how reality is created. And once you understand this and begin to apply it consistently, your life will transform in ways that will astound you. But you have to be patient with the process. You didn't create your current reality overnight, and you won't transform it overnight. But you can begin to see changes immediately when you commit to this practice. You'll notice your mood improving. You'll notice your energy increasing. You'll notice opportunities appearing. You'll notice people responding to you differently. These small changes will build momentum. Success creates success. Confidence creates confidence. Abundance creates abundance. Every positive change you create through affirmation makes the next positive change easier to create. When you affirm, I am becoming better and better every day, you're not just hoping for improvement, you're programming your subconscious mind to constantly look for ways to grow, learn, and evolve. When you say, I am exactly where I need to be, learning what I need to learn, you're releasing resistance and allowing positive change to flow more easily. The people in your life will notice the change in you. Your family will see it. Your friends will see it. Your colleagues will see it. Some might be inspired by your transformation and ask what you're doing differently. Others might resist the change because it challenges their own limiting beliefs. But you must stay committed to your growth regardless of others' reactions. You are not responsible for other people's comfort with your success. You are not obligated to stay small so others don't feel inadequate. You are not required to limit yourself so others don't feel challenged to grow. Your job is to become the best version of yourself, to fulfill your potential, to live the life you're meant to live. When you affirm, I give myself permission to be successful, you're releasing yourself from any unconscious programming that says you don't deserve good things. When you say, I am worthy of love, success, and happiness, you're overriding any messages from your past that suggested otherwise. Many people have been programmed from childhood to believe that wanting success is selfish, that having money is bad, that standing out is dangerous. These limiting beliefs keep people trapped in mediocrity, afraid to claim their full potential, but success is not selfish. When you're successful, you're able to contribute more to the world. When you're financially abundant, you're able to be more generous. When you're happy and fulfilled, you're able to inspire others to seek their own happiness and fulfillment. Your success doesn't take anything away from anyone else. There is not a limited supply of success in the world. Your achievements don't prevent others from achieving. In fact, your success creates more success in the world by raising the standard of what's possible and inspiring others to reach higher. When you affirm, "My success inspires others to succeed," you're acknowledging your role as a leader and a light in the world. When you say, "I use my gifts and talents to make a positive difference," you're connecting with your higher purpose and allowing your success to serve something greater than yourself. This is what true success looks like. It's not just about accumulating wealth or achieving recognition. It's about becoming the person you're meant to be and using your gifts to contribute to the world. It's about living authentically, courageously, and purposefully. Your affirmations should reflect this higher vision of success. Yes, affirm material abundance, if that's what you desire. Yes, affirm professional achievement, if that's important to you, but also affirm your character development, your spiritual growth, your contribution to others. When you say, "I am becoming more loving, compassionate, and understanding every day," you're affirming inner success. When you declare, "I attract opportunities to serve and make a difference," you're affirming purposeful success. When you affirm, "I am aligned with my highest good and the highest good of all," you're ensuring that your success contributes to the greater good. The most fulfilling success is success that serves not just yourself but others as well. When your affirmations include service, contribution, and positive impact, you align yourself with the natural flow of abundance in the universe. You become a channel for good to flow through, which ensures that good continues to flow to you. This is the secret that many people miss. They focus only on getting without considering giving. They focus only on receiving without considering contributing. But the universe operates on the principle of circulation. What you give out comes back to you multiplied. When you affirm, "I give generously of my time, talents, and resources," you're setting up a cycle of abundance. When you say, "I receive abundantly because I give abundantly," you're acknowledging the reciprocal nature of universal law. When you declare, "Money flows to me and through me for the highest good," you're positioning yourself as a steward of abundance rather than a hoarder. This perspective transforms your relationship with success and abundance. Instead of desperately grasping for what you want, you relax into the natural flow of giving and receiving. Instead of feeling guilty about your desires, you recognize them as part of your purpose. Instead of competing with others, you collaborate and celebrate everyone's success. Your affirmations become more powerful when they're aligned with universal principles of love, service, and contribution. They become magnets for miracles when they're focused not just on what you want to get, but on what you want to give. They become catalysts for transformation when they're connected to your deepest values and highest aspirations. As you continue to practice affirmation, you'll notice that your entire relationship with life begins to change. Instead of seeing yourself as separate from success, you'll realize that you are success expressing itself. Instead of believing that abundance is outside of you, you'll recognize that you are abundance in human form. Instead of thinking that happiness is something you need to find, you'll understand that you are happiness-seeking expression. This shift in perception is the ultimate goal of affirmation practice. It's not just about creating external changes, though those will certainly happen. It's about remembering who you truly are. It's about reconnecting with your essential nature as a creative, powerful, unlimited being. When you truly embody this understanding, your affirmations become effortless. You're not trying to convince yourself of something you don't believe. You're simply stating the truth about your nature and your potential. You're reminding yourself of what's already true at the deepest level of your being. From this place of knowing, everything becomes possible. From this place of alignment, miracles become natural. From this place of connection to your true self, success flows to you as easily as water flows downhill. This is your birthright. This is your destiny. This is what you're here to experience and express. And it all begins with the simple act of choosing thoughts and words that support your highest good. It all begins with the decision to affirm what you want rather than what you don't want. Right now, in this moment, you can begin. You can choose one affirmation that resonates with your heart and your dreams. You can repeat it with conviction and feeling. You can allow it to plant a seed in your consciousness that will grow into the reality you desire. You can say, "I am ready for my breakthrough," and mean it with every fiber of your being. You can declare, "My life is changing for the better in miraculous ways," and feel the truth of it resonating through your entire system. You can affirm, I am worthy of all my heart desires, and let that worthiness fill every cell of your body. The power is in your hands. The choice is yours. The time is now. Your new life is waiting for you to claim it through the power of your words, the strength of your conviction, and the consistency of your practice. Everything you've ever wanted is possible. Everything you've ever dreamed is achievable. Everything you've ever hoped for is within your reach. And it all begins with this simple recognition: you are the creator of your experience, and your words are the tools of creation. Use them wisely. Use them deliberately. Use them consistently. And watch as your life transforms in ways that will fill you with wonder, gratitude, and joy. This is your moment. This is your opportunity. This is your chance to step into the fullness of who you're meant to be and to create the life you're meant to live. The journey begins now. The transformation starts today. Your future self is already celebrating the decision you're making in this moment to harness the power of affirmation and direct it toward the creation of your dreams. Welcome to the life you've always known was possible. Welcome to the you that you've always known you could become. There's something magical that happens when you truly commit to this practice. Your entire energy field begins to shift. People can sense it without knowing what's different about you. You walk differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and where you're going. This isn't arrogance or false bravado. This is the natural radiance that emerges when you align your thoughts with your truth. Your sleeping patterns will improve as your mind becomes clearer and more peaceful. Your digestion will become better as stress leaves your body. Your relationships will transform as you stop seeking validation from others and start validating yourself. Your work will become more enjoyable as you approach it from a place of purpose rather than obligation. These aren't coincidences. These are the natural results of living in alignment with positive affirmation. The science behind affirmations is fascinating and undeniable. Neuroplasticity research shows that your brain literally rewires itself based on repeated thoughts and mental patterns. When you consistently affirm positive statements, you're creating new neural pathways that support success, happiness, and abundance. You're literally changing the physical structure of your brain to support your desired outcomes. Your heart rate variability improves when you practice gratitude and positive affirmation. Your immune system strengthens when you maintain optimistic thought patterns. Your creativity expands when you release limiting beliefs about your capabilities. Your intuition becomes sharper when you quiet the mental noise of doubt and fear. These physiological changes aren't abstract concepts. They're measurable improvements in your biological functioning. But perhaps the most profound change occurs in your relationship with time itself. When you're stuck in negative thought patterns, time seems to drag. Days feel long and difficult. Weeks blur together in monotonous routine. Years pass without meaningful progress. But when you're living from a place of positive affirmation, time becomes your ally. You feel energized and excited about each new day. You use your time more efficiently because you're focused on what matters. You accomplish more because you're working with clear intention and purpose. Your financial relationship will undergo a complete transformation. Money will stop being a source of stress and start being a tool for creation and contribution. You'll find yourself making better financial decisions not from a place of fear, but from a place of wisdom and abundance consciousness. Opportunities for additional income will appear as if from nowhere because your mind is now programmed to recognize them. The ripple effects of your transformation will touch every person in your life. Your children will see a parent who believes in possibility rather than one who expects disappointment. Your spouse will experience a partner who brings energy and optimism to the relationship rather than complaints and criticism. Your friends will enjoy spending time with someone who lifts them up rather than brings them down. Your colleagues will work with someone who contributes solutions rather than highlighting problems. This doesn't mean you become unrealistic or ignore genuine challenges. It means you approach difficulties from a position of strength rather than weakness. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this," you affirm, "I have the resources and wisdom to handle anything that comes my way." Instead of declaring, "This is impossible," you say, "I am open to creative solutions and unexpected opportunities." Your problem-solving abilities will expand exponentially. When you're not wasting mental energy on worry and complaint, you have more cognitive resources available for creative thinking and strategic planning. Solutions will come to you more easily because your mind is calm and focused rather than chaotic and scattered. You'll make better decisions because you're thinking from a place of possibility rather than limitation. The quality of your sleep will improve dramatically as your mind learns to rest in peace rather than anxiety. You'll fall asleep faster because you're not replaying the day's problems or anticipating tomorrow's challenges. You'll sleep more soundly because your subconscious is working on solutions rather than magnifying difficulties. You'll wake up more refreshed because your mind has been nourished by positive programming rather than depleted by negative rumination. Your physical health will reflect your mental transformation. Chronic tension will release from your body as stress patterns dissolve. Your posture will improve as confidence replaces insecurity. Your breathing will become fuller and more relaxed as anxiety gives way to trust. Your digestion will function better as your nervous system shifts from fight or flight mode to rest and digest mode. Your creativity will flourish as you give yourself permission to think beyond conventional limitations. Ideas will flow more freely because you're not immediately censoring them with thoughts of why they won't work. You'll be more willing to experiment and take creative risks because you believe in your ability to handle whatever outcomes arise. Your artistic expression, problem-solving abilities, and innovative thinking will all expand as your mental freedom increases. The synchronicities in your life will multiply. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time more frequently. You'll meet people who can help you just when you need assistance. You'll receive information that answers questions you've been pondering. These aren't coincidences. These are the natural results of operating from a higher frequency of expectation and gratitude. Your learning capacity will accelerate because you approach new information with enthusiasm rather than skepticism. You'll retain knowledge better because you're associating it with positive outcomes rather than fearful possibilities. You'll apply what you learn more effectively because you believe in your ability to succeed rather than expecting to fail. Your leadership abilities will naturally emerge as others are drawn to your positive energy and clear vision. People will seek your advice because you consistently offer hope and practical wisdom rather than pessimism and complaints. Your influence will expand not because you're trying to control others, but because you're inspiring them to see their own potential. Remember that this transformation doesn't require you to be perfect. You don't need to eliminate every negative thought or never experience challenging emotions. You simply need to make positive affirmation your dominant mental habit. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, gently redirect your attention to what you want to create. When you hear yourself speaking words of limitation, immediately follow them with words of possibility. The compound effect of this practice is extraordinary. Small, consistent changes in your thinking create massive changes in your reality over time. Each positive affirmation builds upon the last, creating momentum that becomes unstoppable. Each day of practice makes the next day easier and more natural. Each success creates confidence for greater successes. Your legacy will be one of inspiration and empowerment. People will remember you as someone who believed in what was possible rather than someone who focused on what was wrong. Your example will give others permission to dream bigger and expect better. Your transformation will ripple out through generations, affecting people you may never meet but whose lives are touched by the positive energy you've put into the world. This is your invitation to step fully into your power. This is your opportunity to claim the life that's been waiting for you. This is your moment to begin the most important work you'll ever do, the work of aligning your thoughts, words, and beliefs with your highest vision for yourself and your life. The universe is ready to support you. Your higher self is ready to guide you. Your dreams are ready to manifest. All that remains is for you to say yes to the transformation that awaits.